Welcome to StraightioLab,
an intellectual podcast about straight culture.
and also a stupid podcast about nothing.
Don't say that.
It's just true. I don't want to lie to our listeners.
I'm George Civeris.
And I'm Sam Taggart.
And this is
StraightioLab.
Podcast starts now.
Okay. Podcast starts now. What's up, everybody, and welcome to StraightioLab. Back from the grave. You thought we were dead, but actually we were training, and we're stronger than ever.
And I just want to say, the old StraightioLab can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she doesn't get out of bed for under $3 million.
Wow. Say that. And I just want to say, for the listeners at home, this podcast has always been about a few things. It's been about straight culture, sort of. It's been about making a podcast entirely. It's been about transparency. And in the spirit of transparency, I want to say that we are coming off of doing a full intro that completely messed up due to technical difficulties. So we are sort of emotionally raw. We are on edge in a way that
I would say I'm physically bleeding from multiple parts of my body.
I'm breaking out in hives.
I'm bleeding, but it's what's it called when it's psychological?
Not bleeding.
Munchausen.
I'm bleeding, but it's Munchausen.
I'm bleeding, but
Psychosomatic is the word I was looking for.
Oh.
I'm actually bleeding, and my limbs are falling, but it's all in my head.
yeah, George is actually hosting a collaboration between bleeding and Munchausen. Finally, the two girls teamed up inside of George's body. Collab of the season.
And that's why I'm excited to partner. I'm excited to partner with Munchausen for the launch of the collab between psychosomatic limb falling and podcasting.
So I have to say, George, when you were speaking a moment ago, it actually did start to cut out, and the fear that I could feel from our guests today, and myself included, well, it was there.
No.
Here's what I'll say. From now on, technical difficulties are not a big deal. If something happens, and let's say I have to switch my Wi-Fi again, everyone's going to be chill about it.
Okay. I think that's a great rule.
Then why does everyone look frightened?
I'm perplexed because I feel like we were nothing but chill when you were figuring it out. So I resent
Whereas
that.
I was on the verge of having a mental breakdown the entire time.
I've been relaxed this whole time until now. Now I'm pissed off.
Okay, now I'm pissed.
And
Now I'm pissed.
Sam, you were saying on one level it's a podcast about straight culture. On another level it's about radical honesty. And then on a yet third level it's kind of a horseshoe theory where the radical honesty becomes almost toxic dishonesty. I just want to say the question for this season 3, which is starting today, the first season sponsored by Munchausen, is where do we go from here?
Up.
Exactly.
To the tippy top, baby. I'm talking primetime NBC podcasting.
I'm almost like, should we just bring in the guests and I feel like there's this pressure to reintroduce, to relaunch. And in fact, our sponsor Munchausen has done all that for us. And I think it's time to just dive right in.
Wait, I want to say before we dive right in
You should.
that we don't need this pressure.
We don't.
I don't feel pressure because you know what? A season 3 of a podcast, what does that mean? Let's start there. Does it mean anything?
Well, that's a slippery slope if I've ever heard one. I want to say one thing before we start.
Okay.
I have missed you, seeing you on my screen, being with you every week. It is the greatest honor of my life to have a professional relationship and a collaborative relationship with you. And it is an honor to be back, this time while bleeding.
George, you are my...
That's the Munchausens talking.
Honestly, my makeup is running.
Bowen's Munchausen is acting up.
Sorry,
All
Sam,
of us
I
are
can't go.
sponsored by Munchausen. Each of us have Munchausen in different ways.
We actually each have Munchausen by proxy to someone we have chosen. I'm poisoning Sam. Sam is poisoning Bowen. Bowen is poisoning Matt.
Wow.
Every goddamn day.
To no avail.
Phantom threat over here. Not for lack of trying.
I'm trying.
T.
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 Okay, George, it's a pleasure to be hosting a podcast with you again. I've been lost this summer without you, and our personal and professional relationship is one of the strongest in my life.
And I just want to say, so often this summer, I feel like if I do not talk to you, I will in fact collapse. And I maybe will text you kind of in the middle of the day something that's a small thing. Maybe I'll send you something I found funny, or maybe I'll say like, oh, LOL to something. And then sometimes you rightly will respond appropriately. You'll be like, oh, haha. And then I will be crushed because, in fact, I was trying to start a 2-hour-long conversation. And I realize, in fact, what I'm missing is a recorded podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a great texter, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
When I
a
don't feel like
strong suit.
engaging, I just sort of leave it.
Yeah.
It's not a good quality. I don't take pride in it, but it's just a fact.
Matt and Bowen, how has your professional relationship strained your friendship?
Immensely.
Yeah, a lot.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and I'll tell you something. It got really hard once we signed our big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
with
Can
iHeart.
I say, when we signed our big deal with iHeart, I don't think we really made too much of it on the mic. So I feel like this is your first mistake.
Yeah.
Is even talking about it.
And you know what I feel is almost like Lindsay Lohan saying, I could hear everyone being annoyed with me, but I couldn't stop when she's talking about Regina all the time. And to me, Regina is iHeart.
Yeah.
Well, Katie Heron said that. Lindsay Lohan didn't say that.
No,
She
it was
playing a
improvised. It
character
was
in the
improvised.
movie that said it.
It was improvised.
No, Dame Tina Fey wrote those words through Katie Heron.
And don't you forget it.
No, it was a kind of Christopher Guest type thing. Tina Fey has talked about this. That entire movie was improvised.
Wait,
She's never said that.
George,
She has never said
George,
that.
did
Yeah.
you, when you watched The Parent Trap, did you think Lindsay Lohan actually had a twin?
A lot of people thought this.
This is a really important question. It says a lot about you.
I mean, she did, didn't she?
Talk about a professional relationship strain.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
She got the big film, and suddenly her twin was dead.
Talk about a relationship strained. Lindsay Lohan with herself.
Oh my God.
God
I
damn
have
it.
nothing to add.
Well, let's bring in our guests, shall we?
Okay.
This has been such awkward humor.
Oh,
This
no.
No.
Awkward humor.
No.
Random.
No.
It's random.
Don't
Random.
stop
Stop
it.
it.
You're tipping it.
You're tipping it.
Don't tip
I'm
it.
tipping it. I'm getting excited. Can we be brought in?
I think it's time to bring in our guests.
And why do you feel that it's time?
Please give a warm welcome to style superstar Carson Kressley and the always hilarious Michelle Visage.
Yes. Hi.
So,
Boys.
Are we? Who do you think? Do you think that Carson is like? I was just thinking. Are we as gay as Carson?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but for our time. The standards are different.
Yeah.
We
I
are
think you're right.
we are to Carson what Carson was in his time, we are now. Parentheses derogatory.
Yeah. Parentheses derogatory and a big joke.
And a big joke.
Well, I do think, in 15 years or whatever, there will be new gay podcasters on the scene, and they'll be like, and welcome to the stage, like, the hilarious Matt Rogers, and it'll be like inherently like they won't have said anything mean, but it'll be like that's meant to be mean, and it's like, hey,
You're making fun
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Right. It's like when they call him a style superstar, that's like meant as a hurtful insult.
Yeah,
And I think
style
anyone
superstar,
watching
parentheses derogatory.
anyone watching
And he's wearing like
knows it's an
a
insult.
Liberace cape.
Yeah.
Style superstar, and he's in like
Style
a fucking
superstar. Literally, he's crying. He's
plastic
like,
bag
"Stop.
with glitter on it.
I'm doing my best.
Stop.
And the hilarious Ross Matthews.
And the hilarious, air quotes, Ross Matthews.
But yeah, I do think, George, you're right. I do think it's time to bring in our guests.
Should we bring them in?
I mean, that's the question on everybody's lips. All of America wants to know, should we bring them in?
I think there's almost I am sensing something very productive about the tension of they are half in, half out.
Yeah.
And there's a queerness to that.
Yeah, it's sort of, well, it's definitely like anti sort of border. It's sort of saying like,
It
what
is literally
if there weren't
MIA.
countries?
Borders, what's up with that? That is what is happening right now.
Yeah. And it's what's crazy is like even internally, like even though they're not speaking on it, because they haven't been invited to, I feel that our guests, like when we say should we bring in our guests, they assume the position of guests who have not been brought in, but then when we fake bring them in, they assume the position of guests that have been brought in, and it's sort of like they need to like examine why they're like believing these borders, you know?
It's work they have to do themselves, and it's work we can't do for them. So it's very much like, you know, the dog is used to the cage. You open the cage, the dog still wants to be in the cage.
Oh my God. Shh. Sorry.
And so it's not, you know, even now I'm like, you know, they could actually speak up right now, but they are not. Even though they have already spoken in the past, they now suddenly are back in the not having been brought in stage.
That's because we have really good boundaries.
So please welcome,
without further ado,
from the hit film Fire Island, Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers.
Woo!
Hey, chicas.
Hey, chicos.
Hey, chicas. You live in La Vida Loca, girls.
How the hell's it going?
You guys really are living La Vida Loca today, aren't
Oh,
you?
a little bit. We're
So
not
far.
above it.
We are, and it's getting loca-er and loca-er as we go.
Oh my God, Mas Loca. Masi Mas.
Mozzie Moz.
Matt, you just woke up. Tell us about that.
Well, as you all know, we attended the Lady Gaga concert last night at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And I, as a result of staying up late after the concert and even getting into it with somebody, I woke up a little bit late today. Yeah, it's true.
Like sexually or violently?
Can you tell us?
Honey.
Well, I got into it sexually with someone, and it was decidedly not violent.
Huge.
Is this someone we know?
No, it was a bartender.
Oh, that's so fun. Oh my God.
Wow.
I
loved
feel like this is 2013.
Matt, look at me. Congrats.
I was going to say that
Congrats.
too. Yeah, congrats.
Very 2013. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Sam was going to agree with that. It was very 2013.
No, I agree. It's 2013. It's very
It's
HBO's
very
Girls.
2013.
It's HBO's Girls.
I think there's a world where he can both agree that it's very 2013 and say congrats.
And
For a
to be fair,
bartender to be a supporting character is very 2013.
yes.
May have found my Steve. May have found my Steve.
Yes, and in some ways it's
But he told me he is partnered. He is partnered.
okay.
So.
Okay, well,
Well, that could work.
yeah. I mean, this is reboot.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, in the reboot, Steve is Polly. Actually, he's dying.
Hold on. Writing down that idea for a rom-com. Can it work with someone who's partnered?
Oh my God, that's the title. Partnered. Oh my
Can it
God.
work?
Wait.
Uncoupled.
Ooh, write that down. Uncoupled,
Oh, smart.
starring style superstar Carson Kressley
And the hilarious
and
Ross
the
Matthews.
hilarious Ross Matthews.
Oh, imagine a rom-com with them. That would be kind
That
of
would be fun.
crazy.
That would be really fun.
I think so.
Playing themselves.
Wait, not to be like the most simple-minded sort of A to B, unimaginative person on the globe,
Right.
but should we just sort of talk about? Should we
I
sort of
think
get
we have
into
to.
the fact that we were at Chromatica last night?
Yes.
And maybe not just,
I think we have to.
and we have to.
Chromatica
have to.
is a huge album for this podcast because
Yes.
it came. I mean, I would say the entire release cycle, if you can call it that, of that album was tracked painstakingly by the pod. I remember we had Amy Zimmer on to talk about Lady Gaga as a concept when Stupid Love came out, and she said something I think is very wise, which is the promise of Lady Gaga is like, if Lady Gaga fails, then the 2010s were for nothing.
Wow.
It's like the reason
that's
why
amazing.
we have faith in Lady Gaga is because we have to believe there was some point to the 2010s.
It's sunken cost fallacy. It's like
Yes.
when you go, I've spent too much time on this thing already, and if I quit, then that would have been a waste of my time.
At that point, if you quit, it's like, well, what was the point of Obama? What was the point of marriage equality?
Oh my
What was the
God.
point of HBO's Girls?
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah. That is so true. I think that last night Lady Gaga proved that the 2010s matter.
I completely agree.
That's what
I felt.
That's what I think ultimately happened last night was she, in singing her songs, made us all dance and remember. And when I was leaving the concert last night, I thought back to all the times when I first heard those amazing songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was a time capsule. It was a journey, both in a literal and figurative sense.
Yes,
it was an emotional journey as well as a journey to another planet.
And not just a capsule, but a capstone.
Thank you.
As in, it was the conclusion of the 2010s. Now we can finally move on. Now the 2020s can begin.
Can truly begin. I was going to say.
Decade begins now. Decade starts
now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like how it took Lady Gaga 3 songs last night to say Act 1.
And let's talk about that. And let's talk about non-linear storytelling. Let's talk about Fleabag.
Yes.
Because
is Fleabag non-linear? I mean, there's flashbacks in the first season.
How dare you?
I can't believe you're fact checking my co-host.
I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Fleabag is pretty linear. There's
this.
Okay, if Jordan says it's
not
on
Yellow
linear,
Jackets.
This is not our house. This is not our house.
if he says it's not linear, it's not linear.
Do you think, Bowen,
sorry.
that the concert was Yellow Jackets or Fleabag?
I think it was Succession. I think it was purely linear.
Yeah.
Purely linear. Because she gave us prologue, acts 1 through 4, and finale, which is a classic structure.
That is, you're right. It is a classic structure, and it is Succession.
Finale.
Finale, my final act. Finale.
Finale.
Did she even call the first 3 songs prologue?
No, she
or were we
didn't.
just thrust
We
it?
made
No,
that.
but she knew what she was doing. It made it better that then, without expecting it, you saw the words Act 1.
Yeah, when actually the way I felt when I saw the words Act 1, I immediately was like, oh, so I thought this was a concert, and actually it's a story. And that really, I screamed. I said, I didn't know I was seeing a film today. I thought I was seeing a concert.
What do we think the story was?
Okay,
That's important.
That's a really good
Okay,
question.
that's great. That's
a really
great.
good question.
So it starts when she's in a thing, a sort of a cocoon, and she's
bad romance.
Bad romance. So she's okay. I think she's kidnapped in Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah. She's in the basement at Berghain.
She's in the basement at Berghain.
I just want to say, to be clear, I know the answer. I know what the story is. So I'm just like listening to see if you guys get it.
I want to hear Sam do it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I'm listening, but I do know. So at the end, I will confirm if you're right.
You're gonna fact check.
I just want to say the story is whatever the viewer interprets
George.
it as.
Sam, keep going. No, shh.
Okay, so she's kidnapped and she's in the basement of Berghain. And they're playing her songs upstairs, which is crazy because she knows all the words to them. So she's sort of singing along. And she's like... and so then that's the prologue, is like, we're starting here. And then it's sort of her journey out of Berghain. So it's Act 2.
We're at Act 1.
Oh, right. So that's the
We're at Act
prologue.
1,
It's like, let's start there.
Yeah.
You think Act 1 is the prologue?
No.
Sam needs to keep going because he's dead on right.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the prologue. And then the Act 1, so that was sort of...
Alice.
My
she's
name
on,
isn't
like...
Alice. Okay, so that was about identity. That was about identity.
Yeah.
So she was clearly going undercover to get out of Berghain. She was like, my name isn't
Alice. Oh, yeah.
But it's not, but it's also not Stephanie, nor is it Gaga.
Oh. Oh my God.
She has Munchausens for names.
Okay, so she's going undercover as not Alice to leave Berghain.
So far, so good.
So far,
this is the
Matt,
story.
10 out of 10.
So far, so
Okay,
good.
so then it gets to Act 2, and that's sort of when we get to Chromatica 2 into 911. So that actually she had escaped, but she had PTSD for being locked in the basement for too long. So then she had to pop a 911
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the mental trauma.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but exactly. I was going to say it goes from identity to trauma, which is such a classic narrative.
It's so, but in that order too. But see, she's calling 911 because she lives in a country where dialing 911 doesn't summon the police; it summons social workers. And she goes, and she wants help with her mental health. It's not propaganda. People are saying 911 is propaganda, and I just want to say no, it's not. It's social propaganda.
It's social propaganda, which is what we need more of now more than ever.
Absolutely.
We really need more social workers to stand up
in the world
so that we can do propaganda for them.
In the world of Chromatica, 911 is for the nationalized mental health care line. It's not for the cops.
Yes. So then after that, she realizes that she needs to put on a show. Because she realizes that she needs art to sort of be her therapy, because the social workers weren't supported enough economically to give her the support that she needed. So that's when she gets to the piano and sort of sings some songs, because she's like, maybe this will help.
Does it?
Correct. That is the story.
Why is the piano made of trees? Why is the piano like a gnarled wood?
Because she made it herself.
Oh.
Yeah,
she made it. Okay. She made it herself. Yeah.
So you think it's because she made it herself, not because it's a climate change metaphor?
Allegory. Yeah.
Allegory. No,
she doesn't really care about that.
She doesn't care about that. She does not care about Lady Gaga does not care about the planet.
Wait,
what?
That's why she's leaving it. That's why she abandoned it for Chromatica.
I mean, in that
she
way,
doesn't care about
in that way,
planet.
it's very Taylor Swift getting on her private jet, because she's like, oh, there's climate change. I gotta go.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not gonna be stuck here.
Yeah.
She's like, I have my own demons to fight.
Lady Gaga was actually quoted as saying, "We have to get off this planet yesterday."
So then she sang the songs on the piano, and then it gets to
finale.
Okay, the finale.
Finale, yeah.
Okay, so the finale, I sort of read that as her learning that it's not about social workers helping you. It's not about art helping you. It's about commercial success helping you. That's the only way you can fill the emotional hole caused by being tied up in the basement at Berghain.
Which is why she got Ariana Grande on the track. She said, how do I get a hit?
She said, put her on the damn track. I'm cashing in, baby.
That was her I Heart Deal moment.
That was when Lady Gaga sold out.
Yeah,
wow, that is actually a very powerful narrative that you have just
and then
walked us through.
Obviously the cherry on top being ending with Hold My Hand, and sort of being like, this song, couldn't be further from Berghain. We are gone. That is in the past.
Well, it's not just that, it's the natural endpoint of commercialization. It's like she's singing the song that sounds personal, and it is for a movie that is literal military propaganda. So it's like it's the cherry on top. She's like, okay, and now here's my new work inspired by the journey I just took that made me realize the only way out of identity and trauma is through commercial enterprise. And that's right, it's called Hold My Hand, and it is for Top Gun Maverick. And guess what? You're gonna gag for it.
And boy, did we.
I did gag for it, actually.
I really did. I actually love and have Stan hold my hand for months now.
And you're a trailblazer.
And me, a full day.
I was shocked at how much she sold it. I mean, to take that song.
She sold it. I was like, there's no way she can make me like this song. And there I was.
What many are calling a C-side from Born This Way that she filed through the drawers. Someone's like, what do I have for Top Gun Maverick? I have this one. Maybe this. Well, maybe I'll just try it. I'll give this one a whirl again. And then she ended her Chromatica Ball with the song.
A tour 2.5 years in the making. A tour that she had all the time in the world to perfect. And this is what we got. It was a wonderful show.
But you have to imagine that the entire time she knew that it wasn't even about public health, her canceling the tour. It was like, I don't have the finale song. And then once Hold My Hand became such a global hit, she was like, we can go out on the road. I know how I'm going to end the show. I have my Beyonce's Halo. I have my Torch song that will end all my concerts going forward. And that is what the concert was about.
The journey to find
Hold My Hand. Hold My Hand was the capstone.
That's right. The capstone to the capstone.
Period.
Hold My Hand is, again, it's like, it is the end of her work, and it is the end of the work of the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I would say it is a loss of innocence. It's like,
this is the only.
True. There's no It is postmodernism.
Well, and that's why it's such a Gen Z anthem.
Exactly.
When she saw Jennifer Connelly get off that boat and her hair was still perfect, she said, I'm so inspired. I'm inspired by the love I saw between Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly's
I'm no longer
characters.
innocent, she said.
No, I'm no longer innocent. I've changed. I can start my new decade now, but only after I record this song that I've had for a while.
She called up Lockheed Martin and said, boy, have I got a track for you boys.
Yeah, you're about to cash some big checks because missiles are going to be on the menu again.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I cannot wait for this to be over so I can listen to Hold My Hand.
Matt, please don't say you can't wait for our podcast recording to be over.
No,
That's
you
really
can't.
hurtful. That's like really hurtful.
Can't wait.
We're network sisters now.
I cannot wait. I'm edging.
Not just that you can't wait for it to be over, so that you can listen to Hold My
Hold
Hand.
my hand.
100%. One of the greatest songs. The song that started this decade, if I'm to be concerned.
That we can all agree on.
Okay, wait. I want to say,
Yeah.
everyone go around. I'm going to be my mom right now. Everyone go around and say their favorite moment from the concert. Go.
I loved.
But who first?
I'll go first. I loved,
yeah.
for a dancing moment, I loved Replay. And
Replay was really good.
But Bowen, you loved another song.
I loved a couple other songs. I thought it was really special that we all got to listen to Shallow together live.
Agree.
Absolutely.
And I woke up yesterday morning, the day of the concert, and I decided, the first thought I had was, I'm going to like Hold My Hand. I did not care for that song before. I woke up yesterday and chose peace and love for Hold My Hand.
The
And I
power
said,
of positive thinking.
And I was like, I'm going to be...
I'm surprised you didn't
What?
say Enigma.
Enigma's whatever.
Oh, well, who was I with that was like standing Enigma?
I do
Not
stand
me.
Enigma, but it wasn't me
me.
last night.
But I said,
Maybe it was Dave that said
I'm going to be off book by this, but by the concert. I learned every single word. And it was amazing. It was an amazing song. That's it. Okay, that's me.
All right. Matt.
Okay, Matt.
Well, I have to say, I enjoyed every part of the concert, and I've already expressed that my favorite part was Hold My Hand.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to sort of just, pick another favorite, I would say that I absolutely, and I actually got some flack from our readers, which is what we call the fans of our podcast, for not standing Replay the way everyone else was. And Replay was fabulous last night. It was so fabulous. That being said, I think that while Shallow was incredible, I have to say, Always Remember Us This Way was giving.
Really?
I completely agree.
I loved Always Remember Us This Way. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Love everything she did at the piano. And I also did get my life to that acoustic Thousand Doves. Like 1,000 doves.
And which the lyrics of
then
which you do not, the host of this podcast do not know.
We don't know about, but then someone did write in and
Justice
say
for
that
us,
she did
changed
different
the
lyrics.
She
changed the
different
lyrics. It was the Sam and George gaslighting edition of the song.
She did different lyrics so that we would look stupid because she's mad that we haven't had her on.
I want to say in response to Matt, Always Remember Us This
And
Way.
Stupid Love. And Stupid Love.
Stupid Love was so fun.
With Always Remember Us This Way, I actually, when she started the song, it didn't fully hit me what she was singing. And my first thought was, oh, she's covering a classic song. She's doing a cover
That Arizona
of a
sky,
classic song. That's like
burning in your eyes.
the confidence. Who would have thought that it was not even the song from the soundtrack that didn't win the Oscar?
Wow.
She didn't even do any covers, I guess,
No,
right?
she didn't do any covers.
She doesn't usually.
No covers, no guest stars, and
None.
honestly, no weird like mashups or anything. Like it was very much like one song after the other.
Wait, but have you guys ever heard the story of when Bowen and I went to go see the Taylor Swift 1989 World Tour, and she famously had many guest stars, and the most iconic guest star that she brought out was to walk the runway during style was
Uzo Aduba.
Oh yeah.
And then she came out, you got that James Dean daydream, and it was Uzo just like
That is so funny.
Uzo Aduba, who I complimented at an Emmys party last year. I said, "In Treatment was spectacular. You were so good in it." And she did not want to talk to me at all. She was like, thanks. And then I just
let me say this about the In Treatment reboot starring Uzo Aduba, who I think is
I love it.
I think she's one of our
fantastic.
great talents. But here's what I'll say. The marketing of that show, if you look at the poster for it, she is fully wearing a snatched model look to play the therapist.
It looks like an ad for like, I don't know.
She's wearing the Dolce & Gabbana Beyonce belt with the key on it.
Yes.
She is
literally done in every single scene.
Yeah. She's at home.
She walks in,
professionally
it's like
beat and
it's
styled.
like Trinity the Tuck walks in and she's like, "Let's get to it, girl."
Yeah.
In her own house.
So your father.
Trinity's famous line.
Let's get to it, girl. Let's get to it, girl.
All right, so okay, George, what was your favorite moment of the concert?
And I'm sorry to be kind of cliche, but my favorite moment was when she said, "If they come for gay marriage in this country, you know what will happen."
You know what will happen. No, we don't.
No one knows. That was
you know what's gonna happen.
And then my second favorite moment was when she said, after talking about how much difficulty we've all seen in the last 2 years, she said, "But we have seen so much kindness and positivity and no one clapped." People were like, where?
It was like literally the opposite is true.
55,000 people. No one clapped.
Well, there is some...
They all went like this. They did the this emoji. I'm doing the side.
It's the side-eye confused emoji.
Yeah.
And that moment was when they found polio in the sewage in New York City.
Yeah.
When she said that.
Yeah. When she said kindness, she meant polio. She was like, "We have seen so much polio."
We've seen so much polio.
And then she came out as patient
so
zero.
So much disease. Yeah.
Every time she spoke to the audience, it made even less sense than the time before.
Unconnected
At no point did she... Pat and I have this joke, kind of an inside joke, in fact.
Oh,
where we talk about certain people and we're like... And we
Didn't
say
know you
they
two
need
knew
to
each
be...
other like that.
We'll talk about someone and we'll say, you know, they need to be tagged in the say one single thing that makes sense challenge. And I would say Gaga needs to be tagged in the say one single thing that makes sense challenge.
It's true. That stuff was really making me laugh. I wanted almost more of it, because what you want from her is kookiness. Kooky.
Someone did. Like, I have to say, against my will, I did chuckle when someone posted a photo of the crowd last night and said there could be 55,000 people in a room. And I was like,
that'll never
made me laugh.
Get old.
It's so funny.
No.
Also, the another thing that she said was she was like talking about her memories of Jersey and being like, "In the boardwalk, come on, I've had my good times."
Remember that one? Who could forget?
Who could forget the beach?
The commitment to Jersey, rather than just being like giving it a shout out and then mostly talking about New York. The commitment to Jersey. She was like, "What about those Sopranos?"
It was so funny.
Jersey boys.
Jersey boys.
I think every pop star who performs there is told you cannot mention New York City before Jersey. Like when Matt and I saw Taylor Swift there, she like barely talked about New York either. All she did was say, "Wow, it's so great to be in Jersey tonight." Like, never mentioned New York once, except in Welcome to New York.
Wow.
I think she did say, like, "And who is here from New York?" And the entire crowd screamed. And she was like, "Okay." And then I think she probably did like an hashtag awkward.
Right.
Segue into Welcome to New York.
You know, and speaking of awkward segues, I think it might be time for our first.
But I haven't done my favorite.
Sam has to say his favorite
which we will do
concert.
after. Let me finish. Which we will do after Sam says his best moment.
Good save. I was like, wait, I'm literally being erased right this second in front on my own podcast. This is so crazy.
Very suspect.
That was suspect.
Very suspect.
Okay.
Very suspect.
Well,
very inconsiderate.
And thank you. I think, honestly, the top moment for me was, it's already been mentioned, seeing Shallow with everybody was so crazy. When she literally goes into the like, oh, and it was like, she's doing it. She's doing the thing we all did for like years. Like, this is so crazy. Yeah. I could not believe it.
Amazing.
That was like seeing a whale jump in the ocean. Like, I was like, I didn't think I would see this in my life. Like... That was like being on the moon. Like I was just like, I'm there.
You're so right, Sam.
That's also how I felt when she did the Chromatica 2 to 911.
And that was the other one I was
transition.
going to say. I was like, oh my God, I've listened to this so many times and now I'm here and it's happening. It was breathtaking. I was moved.
I felt that way about Hold My Hand, for sure. I said, oh my God, this song that I liked today, she's doing it.
The song that I like today.
Also, and to be the most basic, Rain on Me was such a damn sleigh. I was jumping up and down.
We
No,
were
say
jumping,
it,
we
Bowen.
were jumping. Stupid Love is a better song.
What? I was shocked that she didn't end on Stupid Love because, I'm sorry, Rain on Me has a feature that was like being played from the speakers. You like to end on something where you're hearing like a recorded featured artist. That seems so anticlimactic to me.
I couldn't believe she couldn't pull any special guest to come out and do that, even if it wasn't Ariana. Like, not there couldn't be anyone.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
Matt. I was
Yeah,
like,
get
surely
Ali X.
someone's coming.
You couldn't fly in like Poof.
No.
He'd love to be around these gay men.
She doesn't do this. She's never done this. Not once. Not in the not since the Fame Ball. She does not pull out special guests because I think she also thinks it's very important for people to associate her sharing the stage with someone else, and that person only being Tony Bennett for now. Do you know what I mean?
About Bradley Cooper?
Sure, and Bradley, like after she's in a fucking movie with him, but I'm saying
Sure.
she didn't bring out Beyonce for Telephone ever. She never brought out like, you know, fucking Florence for Hey Girl, or, you know, like she just doesn't do that. You guys are not true little monsters.
No,
I know you're right.
I ultimately was not expecting her to bring out anyone, like,
But you
which is
wanted her
why
to.
it would have been the biggest gag of all if
Of
she
course.
surpassed those expectations.
Of course.
The biggest gag
Of all.
would be if there was a guest.
I believe
biggest
that gagging is the future.
Gag them well and let them gag away.
Learning to gag yourself is the big.
Learning to gag away. That is the greatest
Gag of all.
all. And if you gag too hard, now you even throw up.
Oh my God.
Drink some water, bitch, and back.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, Matt.
You protect the voice.
Matt, protect the voice. Now should we do our first segment? Or should
Yeah.
we bring in our guests?
I don't think I'm ready to bring in our
You guys
guests
should bring
yet.
us in.
Yeah, Carson and Ross have been waiting for 40 minutes.
Keep them in limbo. Keep them in limbo. Carson, you look great, hun.
Style superstar.
Style superstar and the whole.
I thought when you just went that was your Carson impression.
Honestly,
Oh wait, guys, it's time to be real.
no.
Oh my God, is it?
Should we
Is it?
do it?
No, my phone's over there.
My phone's
Okay.
away, but
We'll
one of
do
us
it.
can do it.
I'll do
Okay.
it.
I didn't get a notification that it was. Oh, I guess it's time to be real. Okay, let me make sure it's a good photo of me too. Hold on. And slay.
Wait, don't cut this out in the audio.
No,
No,
this is
no,
gonna
of
be really
course.
good. This
This is gonna be the little trailer we release on Instagram.
Okay.
And if you
Oh
gag,
my God.
Okay,
Okay.
actually, you know what? Something that has happened literally since we've been on hiatus. Be real. Quick thoughts,
Wow.
one sentence each. Go.
I think it's boring, but I like
Boring
it.
now.
It's boring. It's boring now. It quickly became boring, but I'll still
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
more
fun.
like
I'm doing it every day.
It's like a
more
chore.
Like,
I
more
wish it
like
were good
be
for me.
boring.
Oh my
right.
God.
Say that.
Boreal.
More like bow reel.
Yes.
Our first
Slay.
segment
40 minutes
is
in.
it's called Straight Shooters, and in this segment we gauge your familiarity.
oh, this is my favorite segment in podcasting history.
We gauge your familiarity with and complicity in straight culture by asking you a series of rapid fire questions where you have to choose one thing or another thing, or in fact sometimes a third thing. And the one rule is you can't ask any follow-up questions about how it works. Capiche?
Okay.
Capiche.
Capiche. This is, I'm not even kidding, my
It is
literal
the best.
favorite
It's the funniest.
segment in podcasting history. It's so good.
so
This
proud of
is
you.
A new level.
And I just want to say that means the world coming from you.
Then thank you. That means so much because so many people in our podcasting life have told us we'd never be good enough. And they said, you're a freak and a loser and a nobody. And I said, well, you just wait because we've got a segment up our sleeves that's going to rock everyone's world.
Honey, if they ain't paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind.
And I just want to say specifically to Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, who paved the way for so many of us here at the office. We noticed that what you guys did when you had guests is you asked questions, and we thought, how can we put a twist on that? What if the questions are just words?
Essential. That's essential. Yeah, that's essentialism.
Well, I'm edging,
and it's almost a commentary. It's a commentary on the idea of asking questions.
Oh my God, you're so right.
I'm edging.
Okay, Bowen's mad at you.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, he's obsessed.
I'm obsessed.
Sam, take it away.
Keep edging me.
Okay, here we go. Boys, Chromatica Ball or basketball?
Chromatica Ball.
Marjorie Taylor Greene or Anya Taylor-Joy?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
I see dead people or I've seen Deadpool 1 and 2?
I
see dead people.
So far Matt and I are in total agreement.
Yeah, you're insane.
That's really cool.
We are.
Bodies or location.
Location.
Okay.
It's true.
Ignorance is bliss or knowledge is power?
Ignorance is bliss.
Jürgen Teller, Miles Teller, or if you want to tell her yourself.
If you want to tell her yourself.
Tell her yourself.
Okay. FX is the bear, Noah Baumbach's The Squid and the Whale, or C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
FX is the bear.
C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch,
we
and the
have
Wardrobe.
disagreement.
Text.
Interesting.
I've not yet seen The Bear. I apologize to everyone.
Stacy's mom has got it going on, or Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Wow. I think that was pretty good. I think
was it.
you got, I want to say, 756 doves.
Yeah!
Wow.
That's
a lot of
That's
doves.
a C.
Yeah,
No, but
it's a C.
Really good.
Not
It's a
everyone
C.
can say that. Well, we have to leave the kind of logic of schoolwork. This isn't, we're not in class. In some cultures,
say that.
in some cultures, a 700 something can be actually even better than 1,000.
Well, because sometimes less is more.
That's
Right.
true.
That's something Lady Gaga taught me.
You think Lady Gaga has ever thought less is more, or do you think she thought no, the piano has to be?
Well,
I have to wear this bug costume while I sing "Shallow."
The bug costume.
Wait, can we
The
talk
bug
about?
costume.
We have to talk about the bug costume while she sang "Shallow." That was really something.
That was
else.
an LOL.
It was it was Dragon Ball Z. I loved it.
100%.
It's not really about wearing the bug costume. It is about wearing the bug mask for Shallow and then taking it off and being like, and now we're done. Being like, that was specifically for Shallow. It wasn't like for this chapter of the concert. I actually was dressed as a bug just for Shallow.
And she took it off so she could get real to Always Remember Us This Way.
Exactly.
A song
because
George did not
it
recognize.
would be disrespectful to sing Always Remember Us This Way dedicated to Tony Bennett's wife dressed as
a
Ant-Man
bug.
and the Wasp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I actually think I do see a segue from the bug to our topic.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Our topic is
The topic is
awkwardness and randomness.
Randomness.
Wow.
But on the
So-
graphic, you guys can do awkwardness and then like in a smaller font and randomness.
And randomness.
I don't want
And
parentheses
randomness.
because I don't think it's like parenthetical, but I think it's like a subhead.
It's a correlate. Yeah. Well, one implies the other.
And please,
Yes.
please listen to Bowen when he says that, because he has a very visual eye,
Very visual.
and he needs it. He needs it to make sense visually, and just like I need things to make sense sonically.
right.
Bowen is the eyes, and I am the ears. You understand?
Sam, which one of
do
us?
you understand?
Sam, which one of us is the eyes and which one of us is the ears? Would you say?
I don't
They're
know.
both pretty balanced. I think.
Canonically, Sam is the Matt.
The
Sam
what?
is the Matt and George is the Bowen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure. I see
Yeah.
it.
Or
Which makes you the ears.
Or Sam is the
deal.
Sam and George is the George.
Say that.
How about that?
I would no, because I would say that I'm the Sam. I'm not saying like who are you of us.
You're not privileging one thing over the other. You are simply
I'm
drawing
not privileging
connections.
one thing over the other.
Interesting.
Shut up, eyes.
It's also like
just go sit there and see.
also like it's like even just like bring up Bowen's like visual eye. It's like we are like Matt and I are both wearing tank tops on the Zoom, and George and Bowen are both sort of like in like kind of well lit, clean white spaces with like.
And Bowen
T-shirts
just
and stuff.
scurried away and showed he was wearing underwear. George, are you wearing only underwear?
I'm actually wearing lounge wear from H&M.
Oh,
I love that brand.
Yeah.
So our topic.
I'm wearing underwear.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm in a tank top and underwear.
he just had
really
sex with the
comfy.
bartender.
Well, we actually didn't have sex because I had, say it with me, Molly Dick.
Oh yeah,
But we really enjoyed each other.
That's
that's
good.
nice.
That's all that
really
matters.
good.
Sometimes enjoying each other is sex.
You know, I really like just kissing.
Do you?
People
I
don't
love
talk about
kissing.
kissing
I love
enough.
kissing.
it.
Oh, I love
it.
kissing.
I love it. I love being so romantic.
I love like making out in a bar.
Always remember us. There's a way. Yeah. When you gag and slay. And the whole world gags. Etc.
Okay, let's hear. Let's.
Okay.
I wanna hear a kind of maybe not so much a definition. I want to put you on the spot, but kind of
No.
what you think of when you think of randomness and awkwardness, and then on top of that, why it is a straight topic to you.
I think on a sensibility level, like awkwardness and randomness are paired together because they acknowledge how little sense the world makes, which is great, but it doesn't cope with it in any way except to say that's awkward or that's random. And then I think honestly, Sam Taggart, when I first met him, what was it, like 10 years ago, like was someone who clued me into like this bit of like going, okay, like that's like I think that kind of like in a nutshell sums up awkward randomness. Like it's like no comment, you know, like that kind of thing.
Sure.
I think that straight people to talk about this decade again, the 2010s.
Yeah.
They sort of could feel that queer was going to become very cool.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's a way that we can be queer? Oh, not make any sense.
Right.
So they started to do like, they said that, you know, they started to get like a little awkward
Right.
and random because it threw a wrench into ordinariness.
Yeah.
And I think that they started to sort of be awkward and random professionally and commercially because I think that it was the closest they could get to being queer.
Interesting.
Okay, so you're saying awkward and random was the painting of the fingernails of the 2010s.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I said.
It's interesting because I think there are two interpretations of this. It's like, on the one hand, you have what you're talking about, like awkward and random humor. I'm thinking Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. And then on the other hand, to me, another element of this is like seeing something and interpreting it as awkward and random, like seeing something out in the world. And to me, what that is you are uncomfortable, but you don't want to work on that. So you just put a name on it, call it random, call it awkward, and then you don't have to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If someone is like saying something to you that is making you question something or like that's something you haven't heard before, something that is new, then you can just kind of be like, oh, that's so random, instead of being like, well, maybe hear that person out. Maybe you're just not understanding. Maybe it's random to you because you've never challenged yourself in your life.
The dismissiveness of random.
The dismissiveness of
Yes.
random. And awkward, in fact.
This is one of the most amazing conversations I've ever had. I'm not joking.
So academic. It's very academic.
But it is. I do think that is the issue with the 2010s. I think is that the world was changing too fast for people to make sense of it.
Yes.
The only way they could was by calling things random and awkward.
Right. And not coping and not
coping.
and just moving on. But I think that's where like the humor comes from, because it's like so Sudie Green was telling me about this roommate she had her freshman year of college where the way she laughed was to go like this. Oh, what the fuck? Every time she laughed, said what the fuck at the end. And I think that sums it up. That's what the fuck? Like, that is straightness. That is a straight way of like understanding the world of reacting to something.
Yes, because you are not even allowing yourself the vulnerability of laughing. You are immediately painting yourself as superior because you're actually, by saying what the fuck, you are like, what is that? Like, I'm better than that. I'm not even going to address that. And it's like, no, just laugh.
Yeah, just laugh.
I wonder if that was
free.
like
it's free.
Freshman year. I wonder if that was like, it's free. I wonder if that was like a freshman year thing of like, I'm trying to have a thing, or this is something I'm picking up right now because I'm a little
nervous.
Hashtag awkward and uncomfortable.
Awkward.
Maybe they were the awkward one. And I would really want to check in with that girl to see if she still does that. Because if she does, and that's actually what she does, like that's like, you know, naturally how she laughs and expresses that she finds something funny, that person needs to be studied. And there could be 100 people in a room, but there could only be one that's that random.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's a question I have, because, you know, we're lumping these two things together. Can a person be awkward without being random? Can a person be random without being awkward?
Absolutely.
Well, if they're awkward all the time, it's not random.
Wow. Fuck.
Wow.
Always remember us.
There's a way. I kind of love it. Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck? There's something to it. She's actually a slay, unfortunately.
I know that is a slay. That's actually queer.
It is giving Napoleon Dynamite in a way. Like I feel like the character that was missing in Napoleon Dynamite was the one that was like, what the fuck?
I love it actually. I covered it.
Wait,
but can someone hold on? Can someone be random without being awkward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need to explore that one further.
Yeah.
Okay, my next thought. Okay, hear this one out.
Okay.
And for my next thought.
Okay, so people in the 2010s, I think it was sort of a top-down thing. I think the media was telling them that it was noble to be awkward and random. And so people that were like maybe feeling a little outsidery leaned into it because they were like, actually, if I own it, if I have awkward and random pride, I'm actually the intellectual in this place.
Yes.
I'm actually the humorous one, and I'm the hero of this story.
Yes. And that caused Sundance movies. That caused Pitchfork albums. That caused... I mean, even just like Zooey Deschanel in her version 1.
I was gonna say Zoe. Yeah.
I mean, it caused blog culture. It caused
blog culture,
everything. It caused like too much personality in headlines. It's everything.
And I feel like it has, forgive the usage of the term, trickled down into Gen Z behavior, where it's like, oh, we're proud of being like they take pride or power in feeling like antisocial, even more so than like we were in the 2010s.
Yes. I think almost we've swung too far in the other direction, where now randomness and awkwardness were reclaimed to such a degree that you kind of want to be like, okay, let's rein it back in.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's one thing to be random.
Yeah.
And it's another thing to just not make any fucking sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't make any sense, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna walk away from you.
I would even
It's
say
not random.
I would even say a perfect example of someone in the 2010s who was random but not awkward was Gaga when she first started out. Like
100%.
Like, Kermit the Frog dress, like all these crazy things. You're like, what the fuck? But she wasn't being awkward about it. She was like committing herself to the bit.
Yeah.
While being random.
And it always made sense to her.
Yes.
It was random to us, but it was always a comment.
Yes.
For her.
But do you know what the one thing she did that was interpreted as awkward? Joe Calderone.
That was awkward. That was awkward.
That was not just random. That was both awkward and random. Yeah.
And not even random.
No. Joe Calderone was the definition of, oh, what the fuck?
When randomness and awkwardness combine, that's when you get to cringe.
Oh my
God. Wow.
My thesis.
Okay. Maybe Matt's the George. Quite frankly,
This is my fight song.
I think we really excavated something.
100%.
I understand the world better now. I really do.
well, wait. I just want to, as a counter.
You know things now.
That I didn't know then.
Then
Okay, so if random and awkward are straight, does that mean normal is gay?
Wow.
I think
Depends
there
who
is
you ask,
I think there's a normie counterculture in gay culture right now. Not even a counterculture. I think it's just a
Genius.
culture.
No, it's you're genius.
But no. But I like
Awkward
yeah.
and random are normie countercultures. So it's not like they're not normal. They are offshoots of normal. The fact that awkward and random exist, it makes the normal hegemony stronger.
Wow. For awkward and random to exist,
Because it only props it up more.
totally. Awkward and random have to exist in opposition to something, and that something is normal.
Yeah. And that entire ecosystem is straight. It's not like one is queer and one is straight.
No,
it's
you're so right.
The entire ecosystem of normal and then and then things in opposition to normal are all.
I'm gonna draw it out. You ready?
Yeah, thank you.
You ready?
I need to see
Okay,
this.
okay. So it's a Venn diagram.
this is where Bowen is the eyes. I'm telling you.
And then okay, so you see, awkward and normal are two separate circles, but they are in the Venn diagram, the bigger Venn diagram of.
I'm taking a
straight.
screenshot so that we can
post.
post this.
And
Yeah.
I do think what you could do is you could make those circles interlap, and in the middle is cringe.
Yeah.
Because cringe is at the heart of straight. It is.
You know, Bowen, have you considered making them interlap?
Yeah, have you considered that?
Yeah, I'm gonna think about doing that. Wait, awkward and normal overlapping is not cringe. You were saying awkward and random overlapping.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Me being not the eyes, I was having a difficult time seeing.
Sorry.
Wait. What? Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
Yes, you can-
random. This
Yes,
is
yes,
random.
yes, yes.
That's random.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
And in the middle there is
oh,
cringe.
okay. Thank you for that.
And this is cringe.
Okay. All right.
I'm like, you're literally making like a map for the beginning of some sort of book.
I think we write this.
I need an oral history from Napoleon Dynamite to Juno.
Well, so you're going more prestige also, where it's like there is also like I think of Napoleon Dynamite as prestige, but I think random, and I love them, and they raised me in many ways, but I think you can't talk about random without talking about Lonely Island.
You
I
think?
love Lonely Island.
I do.
I
Like Hot Rod. Like Hot Rod was almost peak internet random humor because like in a commercial, like do you remember like Cool Beans remix while in the middle of Hot Rod?
It's not Lonely Island. You know what the awkward random origin is?
What?
Homestar Runner.
Wow.
Wow.
You're
Damn.
so fucking correct.
It's Homestar
Okay.
Runner.
Here is this is my origin of awkward and random. That is like, you know, it's like this professor that studies really kind of niche things and is going to say something really. Are you ready? It is the Amanda Show sketch, The Girls' Room, where one of the girls always says, "I like eggs."
Oh
My God.
Honestly, it does come from awkwardness and randomness. It's the generation that was old enough to like appreciate Napoleon Dynamite in like high school. Their children's shows were the kind of things that were like eggs,
Exactly.
Yep.
or like Gilly, like being such a thing for so long was because people in their childhood had a trauma because they were watching kids shows where it was like, I like eggs.
And in fact, I'm now realizing so much of the Amanda Show was like that. The one where she would always like whack Drake Bell in the face, where a hillbilly moment.
Yeah, a hillbilly moment.
Another
Remember Lori Beth Denberg? That fucking segment on all
okay, that
that.
was a slay
Yeah.
though.
Like-
that was a slay.
That was a full slate, but it was random.
Okay, how about the Andy Milonakis show?
Vital information
The Andy
for your
Milonakis
everyday
show.
life.
Yes, Sam.
Andy Milonakis,
100%.
Yeah, totally.
Peak random.
And so much MTV programming at the time.
And we love them, but we hate them for what they did to our friends. But like Adult Swim stuff and back in the day, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like that kind
100%.
of thing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, random. It's the fries are talking to the meatballs or what, you know, like. I don't know.
This is tough.
100%. Like Good Burger, like orange soda.
Yeah, yes, exactly. It's like, what is the joke with
Who loves orange soda? Kale loves orange soda. I do. Ew.
That's funny.
Very random.
You know what else this is bringing? Wait, this is actually, I'm having a huge insight.
Okay, I'm actually scared.
Which is that this is related to the over-reliance on just references. Like, just because something is a reference doesn't make it interesting or funny or insightful, but it does make it random. If you just reference something, and that's like the orange soda thing. It's like, okay, great. Now we know this is a joke. Whenever they mention orange soda, you just know to laugh.
Yeah.
Can I be really random right now?
Please.
Yeah.
If you're not awkward.
We found out that Trump has violated the Espionage Act.
While
and
recording?
they did find top secret info at Mar-a-Lago.
Are you reading Twitter while you're on this?
No, you're reading.
No.
New York Times?
It literally popped up on my phone as a notification, and it was like this, and then it lit up like that because I saw the news headline.
Can I tell you something, Matt? When I saw your face change, I thought you were offended because I made a light joke about you saying interlap. And I literally this entire time thought that you were mad at me because I said that.
No, I'm not mad at you.
I said interlap.
He said that.
Oh, okay.
So he was mad at you.
Okay,
No, I
sorry.
wasn't.
And I've been thinking this entire time how much I love you. I've actually been thinking it this entire time.
Especially last night, and I was so excited. I was like, I love everyone here. I'm sorry to be a fucking idiot, but I loved everyone last night. I was so happy.
And
everyone
when
was there.
you guys had your earnest moment in the beginning, I loved that.
Last night I felt an overwhelming, almost, I would say it was almost a sadness in the knowledge that I will never be able to express to each person how much they mean to me.
It was so special.
Yes, you will.
You always
George.
can.
Yes,
Bowen
you
and I
will.
did last night.
We did last
Bowen
night.
and I had we had a nice moment.
We had a nice moment.
Yes.
Quick things in each other's ears. Very quick affirmations of love to each other.
It's very important. It's very important. It's
you gotta
very
do.
important.
I can't recommend it enough. And you guys did that earlier, and it was so beautiful.
Even if it was sort of a little bit of a joke, I knew it was real.
Sam and I have been doing it more and more, I would say. I also like, there is just something, I mean, when I'm in a room with Sam, I feel safer. It's true.
That is the ultimate compliment.
Ernest Bonanza starts now.
Now. But yeah, I do feel like I have to explain less to George, and he just sort of understands it.
Isn't
like
that the
sort
best?
of where I'm coming from. It's really nice.
Earnestness is the least awkward. Sometimes it can be awkward, but it's the least random thing.
Well, you know that
It can be awkward if the receiving party is not committing to listening.
Honey, you know awkwardness and randomness are literally a reaction to being genuine and being real. Like it is a fear.
Yes!
It is a complete fear-based response. So like, yeah, of course, it's like, why is Napoleon Dynamite written like that? Or why is, Juno written like that? Because they can't say what they mean.
But by the end, Juno does say what she means.
She does.
Exactly. Thank you. That's my point.
And you know what? You know what? My favorite part of Juno is at the end when she says to Michael Cera, like, I just like you don't even really try. You're so cool and you don't even really try. And he says, I try really hard actually.
You know what? You're right, and
Oscar.
I completely take back my examples. It's more. What is a good example of what I'm saying? It's like using it as a defense mechanism, like using awkwardness and randomness as a defense mechanism.
The character of Juno does that. The character of Juno does that.
I would say it's even like, it's almost like the ethos of the movie rather than the actual movie itself. It's
yes.
There's a certain distance, like it doesn't let you in too close, which I guess is why it works ultimately, because then it's even more rewarding at the end when they do get earnest.
Yeah, it's sort of a commentary on random, not an embracing.
And then they sing a song.
Not an endorsement.
They sing a song with each other, which is the most
right.
intimate thing you can do. Like they sing a song together.
Yeah,
which is so.
You know
sweet.
what though? That song is peak random in terms of the lyrical content.
The lyrical content is random, and for your band to be called the Moldy Peaches is random.
Yeah.
But they had a shared sense of humor, and they were sharing it with each other, and there is intimacy in that.
They're also supposed to be children. They're flawed. They're dumb. They're supposed to have bad taste and whatever.
We're almost like
okay, not everything is random. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes,
we're sort of putting everything in random, and it's like some things are weird, and that's different than random actually. And
Oh my God, Sam is pissed
Yeah,
off.
Sam is really mad.
no, this is my.
After I pour my heart out to him, he's like, first of all, bitch, not everything is random.
First of all, I think we can look. It's my job in this podcast to sometimes stop us from getting carried away.
Yeah.
because it can start to feel like, you know, yes, that, and it's like actually not all that.
Oh.
Sometimes, like, I think we're referencing a lot of humor, and some humor is silly, but not inherently random.
Not random.
Yeah.
I love silly.
I love silly.
I love, of course. I mean, it's politically necessary.
I love silly. I love stupid. I don't really like awkward. I don't like awkward or random.
Okay, wait. I have one. Do you count, like, I'd say like Nathan for you is awkward, but it's
Wow,
awkward
Sam,
done really well.
The way I was going to say that exact same thing.
It's awkward. Yeah. It's
Like,
awkward.
is awkward sort of in the same space as like improv, where it's like, yeah, when it's bad, it's horrible, but when it's good, it is sort of magical.
But it's awkward in a very controlled way, in a way that leaves you watching it, questioning the reality of things. I think it transcends awkward. I don't think awkward is the right label.
I do think it is a commentary on awkward and random, much like Juno. Nathan for you is very much the Juno of 2022.
A show that's been off the air for like 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, no. See, Nathan for you is cringe.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Wait,
Nathan for you uses cringe to comment on awkward. It takes awkward to the most heightened place of cringe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that you see truth.
Okay.
And also,
George,
it's
go.
not using awkwardness as a crutch like many of these things that we are. It's not using awkwardness. It's about awkwardness. Like it is an
Yes.
investigation of awkwardness more so than relying on awkwardness as a crutch because at a loss for other things.
Exactly. And a perfect example is an early episode of Nathan for You where he works with a gas station attendant and then it goes great. And at the very end, the gas station attendant out of nowhere starts talking about how he drinks his grandson's pee sometimes. And it really comes out of nowhere. And then Nathan Fielder, like, I think this is a real moment, but it's one of those things in the show where you're like, is this real? But Nathan Fielder, the real person, is like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? And that is awkward, random, and cringe. All three.
Yeah.
It's all three in one thing.
The Holy Trinity.
The whole Trinity.
Awkward, random, and cringe. And no one's done it since The Office. Thank you, Steve Carell.
Thank you
You are an icon.
for everything you've done for the community.
Wait,
The Office is awkward.
Yes.
Yes, that is actually such a great example that we hadn't touched on. Is actually mockumentary in general is like.
Oh
and in
my
fact,
God,
like,
George, you're so right.
Yeah, like when done well, like to me, Christopher Guest movies are like the biggest pleasure.
Perfect.
It's like the perfect movies. Because much like Nathan for You, they actually are, it's about the subject of those things rather than using them as crutches. Whereas The Office, at its worst, not always, at its worst, is just using awkwardness and randomness.
Well, it uses it
Yeah.
as like a sprinkle. Because
yes.
like I think The Office is a good show, and then like like I need like way less of Jim being like random, like that's weird. Like I don't need that.
I think Jim is one of the worst parts of The Office.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel bad saying that because you kind of need him to even have
Right,
The Office
right.
because it's so like when you think of The Office, like probably top 3 things you think about is Jim looking at the camera like, but
Jim is awkward and Dwight is random.
Yes.
yeah.
And Michael
And
Scott
Jim
and
is
Michael
not
Scott
funny.
is cringe. And Michael Scott is cringe.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Wow.
Wait, one tiny little footnote is about when we were talking about improv briefly. Improv, in fact, is the definition of random because it's literally give us a topic. Like
Yes,
it's literally
yes.
pick a random thing and then build something around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys think John Krasinski's hot?
Yeah.
No.
I don't either.
I mean, he seems lovely. He just doesn't do it for me. But it's fine.
Much like many of these.
I heard he's not lovely. I heard he's a dick.
Oh well, then there you go.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Dumois says he's an absolute dick.
And that's fact checked.
And that's fact.
I do think that much like many of these guys, and this I'm not saying anything new, but I'm like, yeah, he was hot when it was like a surprise that he was hot. He's not hot now that he's like funded by the CIA.
Right. When it snuck up on you that he's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to look at him in the office and be like, you know what? Kind of random that I find him hot. Now that
is awkward.
That's awkward.
That's awkward considering I'm sitting with my wife.
You know what's weird? Like, it's like The Office had John Krasinski become hot leading man, and Parks and Rec had Chris Pratt become hot leading man.
Exactly, yeah.
But we're not seeing anything from 30 Rock. Where is the hot leading man from 30 Rock?
Why isn't Jack McBrayer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is what I want to know.
You know who I think is...
That's really what I'm saying.
You know who I think is so hot and truly like is just whatever, is so hot is Jonathan from 30 Rock, Malik Pancholi.
Oh, 100%.
And a sweetheart in real life, and I'm so attracted to him deeply.
And I want to say like Juilliard, like he's like a real...
Oh, he's wonderful.
A real actor.
Wait, which one is
real
he?
Actor.
Jonathan?
Malik Pancholi, Jonathan.
He's Alec Baldwin's
assistant.
Oh,
wait. Hans is
I didn't know
something.
Hans was
sure.
here.
Hi, Hans.
Alec Baldwin started his career as hot leading man. No. Well, that's someone who started his career as a hot leading man. The premise of what I was saying, Hans, if you listen, was that it's someone from the show who then became a hot leading man.
It's someone unexpected. It's someone that like was not put there to be hot, and then people were like, "Wait, that person's hot."
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, but thanks. You're getting a glimpse into my relationship with Hans, which is really at its core very flirty.
Oh God, I had no idea.
It's sort of random when you are wanting to flirt with someone and you're nasty to them. You know what I mean? It's like, well,
I guess.
awkward.
I was thinking it's more like sounds like illegal. Like it's like you're like flirting with like a coworker. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you should. It sounds like you should be arrested.
Yeah.
Sounds like we should call 911 and not the one in Chromatica.
Yeah, I'm talking jail time, darling.
Kim Petra said, "Problematique. That should be my album."
When? What are we gonna do about her? There's no time.
Wait, Matt.
We have no time.
Matt. Can you say that again?
Problematique. That should be my album.
What the fuck?
I mean, okay, why are we laughing? Why are we laughing? Are we laughing at the meta on a meta level?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
But are we laughing on a meta level at what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, okay. I think the funny thing is that there is this person Sudi knows that did that. It's not like
that's the funny thing.
But also there's an SNL sketch that I think is also, I'm sorry, but this was before my time, but it was Cecily Strong and Scarlett Johansson dressed up in like nerdy clothes going to a museum. They're like going in front of this dinosaur skeleton, and then like, you know, someone's explaining what the dinosaur is, and then both of them, it's Peace in a Pod, and both of them are like, okay, what if we put a giant turd under the dino? Then everyone's gonna be like, that happened, you know, like it's like, but why are we laughing at that? Because we're laughing at that kind of person.
The idea,
because those people are so we know those people, and they're like annoying, and we've wanted someone to make fun of them for a long time.
And also
bring them down a peg.
Like so that happened is exactly what we were saying of like seeing something that makes you uncomfortable or is somehow foreign, and then
not knowing
bring it down to your level by being like, okay.
Okay, I guess so. Are we all saw that? And those people those people thinking they're funny drives me crazy. Like just being like, well, that happened. Like, okay, don't say that again. Or like that kind of like joke structure.
So I guess that's like normal now.
But, okay, I guess we're having this conversation.
Well, it's very like Midwestern like barbecue humor in my mind.
You always go to the Midwest when you want to insult something.
Honey, I've earned it. I've paid my dues.
Dangerous.
I've spent my time there. I don't need it anymore. It's just I guess I'm always thinking of like my parents' friends, and like the ones that like think they're funny. I'm always like, oh no, here we go, and it hurts every time. Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry if you're listening to this podcast and you're my parents' friend, I'm sorry.
But you're not funny.
But you're not funny. Period.
And if you listen to this and your instinct is to go, well, he said that. That happened.
Well, that happened.
You're proving his point.
Stupid idiot fool. Go back to Costco, my parents.
So
friend.
what are the correct ways to react to things? Let's start there.
I feel this way. I feel sad. I feel happy. I feel scared.
Yeah, be honest about your feelings for once.
It's Brene Brown. Label the feeling because then it shapes the experience. Okay? Just say how you feel because the word
bingo
defines the experience. There you go.
Because guess what? By saying so that happened, you're literally making yourself you're putting even more distance between you and what you're experiencing. You should be putting
How
a
are you
less.
going to always remember something this way if you say, well, that happened every single time? Like, to always remember something this way, you have to have a way, like not just a standard monotone.
Even just saying after something happens, I'll always remember us this way, that locks it in.
Yeah, it is literally the opposite of so that happened. Because imagine if literally, what was his name in the movie? Jackson Maine. If Jackson Maine pissed himself on stage at the Grammys and Allie literally just goes, so I guess that happened.
Okay, wait. But if that actually happened, I would be laughing. That would be the funniest thing I have ever seen.
Just it cuts to her.
Well, that happened.
Okay.
Like a hyper sincere movie,
random.
and then just one part where she's like, I guess this is adulting. Like would make me laugh so
Any
hard.
major plot point in any movie, like the Titanic sinking, that happened.
That happened.
Oh, okay. So I guess we're sinking now. Do you know? Do you know what we're literally describing?
What?
Say it with me. Marvel.
Oh my God.
Literally, this is what Marvel is. Marvel is the ultimate triumph of awkward and random.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's like
Wow.
the Celestia stone is being combined with the MacGruber biotic sense, and we have to go. And then, like, literally, you'll cut to a raccoon.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So true.
Captain America.
And I am Groot. Okay, wait.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
hate Guardians. I hate Guardians, and Bowen and I famously
walked
out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 because if I had to hear that tree say I am Groot one more time and people be like, oh my God, that is so funny, he is Groot, it's all he says, that is so stupid.
I mean, I am Groot. The concept of I am Groot is one of the most politically regressive things aesthetically that has ever happened in our culture. The fact that I am meant to find it funny that a tree says I am Groot.
Not to be the odd one out, but Guardians is a sleigh.
No, hate it.
No, Sam.
And also, I'll tell you, but they're also trying. They're trying it when they bring out like Baby Groot, because now there's this thing of like, oh, we're re-energizing because something is a baby now, like Baby Yoda, and it worked with Baby Yoda because it's so adorable.
Justice for Baby Yoda.
Baby Groot.
No, Baby Yoda.
We're
I
re-energizing
think
because something is a baby now.
Her name is Grogu. Say her name.
and Grogu is the cutest thing that's ever been made in ever.
It is a triumph of artistry, of puppetry, of cinema. Yeah. It is so
I'm
powerful
fully behind
as a
Baby
figure.
Yoda. Yeah.
Everyone needs a baby Grogu. Everyone needs one.
I honestly
it's amazing to bring on a vacation. You can dress them up.
Like Baby Yoda / Grogu is something that like I would like to tell my past self about. Like I'd be like, hold on, baby, because in a few years there's gonna be a Baby Yoda and you're gonna love it.
Yeah, earnestly, I'm so happy that Baby Yoda exists. I really am. It's so important.
Yeah.
I think Baby Yoda, we haven't really seen this type of like sort of fantasia around like a toy since Tickle Me Elmo. And this one isn't gonna kill you.
Ooh.
Tickle Me Elmo was killing people?
Say that. Oh, giving seizures to all the kids. And then the parents said, well, that
all the
happened.
kids.
Well, that happened.
Me as a parent when my kid is having a seizure, so I guess that's normal now.
I would go, well, $85 later. Okay, $85 later and my kid is dead.
Oh my God.
I need a drink. I need a cocktail. Honey, where's the bar? That's another that's not a joke.
Yes.
Honey, where's the bar?
100%.
Yeah.
Huh? Where's the bar? I need a cocktail yesterday.
Oh, I mean,
we need to leave this planet
yesterday.
yes, I love that. I love those types of people. They're fun to me. Wine humor. But
well, George, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, George is in thought.
No,
You're like so.
I truly am just. I would say intellectually, the things that have been put into my brain throughout this recording are making it about to burst.
You're exhausted.
It's been very stimulating. This is. I'm sorry to say.
Well, everyone is making such good points, and I feel this almost coked out energy of having to keep up.
Yeah.
No. We can slow it down. We can pump the brake. I mean,
No. But Bowen, please. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, trust me.
The intellectual.
Intellectual rigor is his wine.
Okay.
It's
Where's
5
the bar?
o'clock somewhere.
Don't talk to me until I've had my intellectual rigor.
Honey, where's the library? That's what George is saying.
Wait, I've actually been dying for an iced coffee this whole time, and now it's like 3:45, but I slept until literally 1:45, so this is still my morning. What do? I asked my girls.
I just want to say your morning can look like anything.
Yeah.
You're so right.
And honestly, a night coffee is one of those beautiful things you can get. I actually
love it.
a night coffee. Should we wait? I think we
We
should
have to do our
segment.
final segment, which is actually crazy because
Because we have another recording, actually.
Oh, who are you recording with next?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You told us yesterday who it was.
Shut up.
I forgot.
it's
Is it a
someone
big
it's
celeb?
someone you
That
both
memorable.
really like. It's someone you both really like.
Someone that will have you believe in gagging is the
Yeah.
future.
Whitney?
Whitney.
Yeah, we got Whitney.
That's
Oh, I want to gag with somebody.
Buddy.
I want to
Well.
feel the sleigh with somebody.
Just coming on the pod.
No!
Mad
Matthew.
fuck. Cut that out.
We're gonna have to
Roger.
cut out.
That out.
That is Toxica.
That's
That is
awkward.
so. We're gonna dub that with a happy
happened.
celebrity.
No, that's Deadpool humor,
Yeah.
which is
Talk about toxic.
which is where
randomness.
random meets cruelty.
We're actually we're gonna just bleep the name that Matt said so that we can witness the aftermath while not offending anyone.
Okay.
Exactly.
Can I tell
There
you guys
go.
one more awkward thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a secondhand story, but from one of the movers at my when I used to work as a mover, there was this guy who got all of his humor from sort of internet culture, and it was really bad. But he was talking to the client, and he was talking about how this couch was gonna be kind of difficult to get into the hallway, and it was gonna fit awkwardly. And he was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awkward, like Deadpool meeting Deadpool."
Oh no.
I like that premise.
I like that premise too.
I don't like how he
It's too Ryan
delivered.
Reynolds. So hot.
Yeah, I hate
Wow.
the premise. I actually hate every single part of
I know.
what Sam just said.
I'm trying to find something to like about it because he seems nice and.
Yeah.
he's a
Well, here's what
mover.
I like about it. I like the effort. I like that he wrote it. That was a pre-written joke. He was on his way. He woke up in the morning and was like, you know what? If nothing else today, I am gonna land this joke.
And here we are talking about it.
And in some ways, he did.
Hey, well-behaved movers rarely make history. And he made a splash that day, and love him or hate him, it's still an obsession. You know I'm going to reference that. Reference humor. Here we go. Okay, let's do our final segment.
All right, let's do the final segment. It's my favorite segment in podcasting history.
Our final segment is called Shoutouts, and in it we give a shout out to anything that we enjoy, sort of in the classic style of imagine it's 2001 and you're at TRL in Times Square shouting out to your squad back home. Anything that you like, give it a shout out. George, do you have one?
I could really wing it. It's actually, I just want to say it is by design that we don't think of these ahead of time because otherwise they wouldn't be spontaneous. So no one can be mad at us that we quote unquote had 2 months to prepare for the quote unquote first episode of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do one that is actually so basic that it is a commentary on being basic. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, listeners, and welcome to season 3 of the pod. I want to give a quick shout out to soaking beans. This is something that feels very, you might say feels very 2015 or maybe 2016 or 2017. It's something people, it's something you read the Alison Roman newsletter, let's say, and she says, and she kind of makes it a thing of like, don't yell at me, I don't soak beans, sorry. And then you're like, oh, interesting, I guess there are debates happening about these in parts of the internet where people don't have to worry about other topics. But here's what I will tell you, listener, is that I just soaked beans for the first time, made them the other week, and guess what? The girlies are right. I have never had a creamier lima bean in my life. Yeah. I made a completely improvised white bean salad and had it for lunch. We're talking corn, we're talking avocado. We are talking feta, and we are talking parsley and a lemon dressing. And none of that will be possible without a little thing called soaking beans.
And it's just water.
So shout out to Alison Roman, and I wish her the best.
Woo! Shout out.
Shout out. And try again.
Allison is back.
She's been back.
She's been back.
Yeah, she's been back.
Allison bin Roman. That what I just did is reference. It's like reference humor as
reference
random.
humor. We actually are guilty of both random and reference humor, and we need
everyone
to own up
is.
To it.
Everyone is.
I like reference humor a lot.
No one is making humor in a vacuum all the time.
Of course,
I want to say.
Of course.
So making humor. I'm so. What the fuck am I saying? Making humor.
Hey.
Okay. Hold on. I've got one somewhere. Let's see. Okay, I've got it. What's up, freaks, losers, and perverts across the globe? I love you and I see you. I would like to give a shout out to the man selling water outside of the Chromatica concert last night, because when I got out of that concert, I was overjoyed with joy, but I was feeling parched with water and I was dying. And I said, I thought this was a capitalist nation. Why is no one selling water? I'm willing to pay upwards of $10 for a bottle of damn water because I am thirsty. And then comes this man who, was probably going against the government and probably not licensed. I hope that's okay with everyone. Sometimes I support unlicensed vendors. And he said, I will give you this water bottle for $4. And I said, I will pay that. And I drank it, and I wish I had gotten two because I was so fucking thirsty, and getting out of that stadium was a nightmare. I think I will maybe never go to that location again unless I, of course, have to see my girl, Stephanie Germanata, who I do still stan, and I hope to one day be as mentally ill as I was in 2020 to fall in love with her next album just as hard as I fell in love with Chromatica. I love America. Woo!
Wow, I did not expect it to end on I love America.
Yeah, well,
America.
That was a random left turn that I enjoyed.
Here's what I will say. Unlicensed vendors are, in fact, I actually am going to bang pots and pans every day at 7 p.m. to honor unlicensed vendors.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They are some of our nation's greatest heroes.
Mm-hmm. And Andrew Yang tried to come for them, the churro people.
Well,
how dare he?
How dare he?
Wish I could slap him across the face with a churro.
He's one of America's worst people, actually.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go. I have something.
I can. Bowen can go.
Okay.
Bowen can go.
You know, yeah, it's a fun one, as these all have been.
Oh.
And they
I wasn't questioning until you said that.
Oh. Awkward. Okay.
Random.
Hey, what's happening? That's a line from one of my favorite singers, Missy Elliott, but that's not my shout out. Singer, famously, I wanted to shout out the entire cast and crew of Into the Woods on Broadway. Woo! I saw this show on Wednesday night with our good friend Matt Whitaker. I'm so sorry, Patrick Rogers, another good friend of ours.
I'm going with Matt Whitaker.
Yes, Matt's going with Matt Whitaker. But I saw this production, my favorite Sondheim show, the first Sondheim show I saw on videotape, the Bernadette Peters version, the original Broadway run. Very formative culture for me. I didn't realize. And you know what? Shout out to Celestium for sharing with me this beautiful piece of wisdom that the most politically important and impactful art is children's books and anything having to do with children's stories, because you know what? My favorite thing about Into the Woods is that it's a show about impact, and that's why it's impactful. Sarah Bareilles, Brian Darcy James, Katina Miller, Philippa Sue, Gavin Creel, Julia Lester was a great little red, Annie Golden, who could forget, punk legend and Broadway legend Annie Golden, the mute lady on Orange is the New Black. When she opens her mouth and sings, you're happy. And you go, why'd they make her mute? I loved it. Bye.
Woo! I loved all the listing of the names. I felt like
so
I was
good.
like ready for sort of Oscars playout music to start. I thought that could have been a sleigh.
Yeah. As someone who's also seen it and is going again because it was just that fabulous, I have to concur with every word that my sister has just said.
It's really excellent. It's one of my favorite theater experiences I've had. Anyway.
Do you
Wow.
think,
So good.
here's my question. I went when Gavin Creel was in fact unavailable and his understudy filled in.
Oh, you didn't even see Cheyenne?
I didn't even see Cheyenne. But luckily, unlike some people on this Zoom, I did see Sarah Bareilles.
I saw Sarah.
I
She
literally
was
went
amazing.
to the show and Sarah was sick, and I looked at my playbill and saw the role of the baker's wife will be portrayed by someone else, and I almost asked for a ticket
I
to
literally,
another day, but
I screenshotted,
happy I
I
didn't.
screenshotted your story and sent it to Matthew, and I was like, this could not happen to a less deserving person. This is like specifically
I
for that to
know.
happen to you, for that to happen to
So
Matt.
sad.
it was really hard. And I'm going again on the 23rd, and Matt Whitaker and I are going, and he's seen it I think 2 times
Yeah.
already.
Whoa.
And so that's a testament. And Bowen Yang and I are also going to see Leah Michelle in Funny Girl.
I need to get my
Can't
tickets
wait.
to that. But
You
unfortunately,
do.
it's going to be difficult.
I'm ready.
Go for it.
All
Matt.
right. Take it away.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Matt Rogers, third time on StraightioLab. Very happy to be here. Thank you to the host for having me once again. I want to give a quick shout out to Desco V for PrEP. It allows you not to use condoms because condoms fucking suck. Who wants to use a condom? It's a whole thing. It's an awkward random moment when you're trying to get it on. Honestly, for me, I just would rather stick it in raw, unprotected bareback, if you will. I love raw, unprotected bareback sex and being come inside of myself and coming in other people. Desco V for PrEP allows it to happen. Yes, I'm running the risk of getting other STIs always, but that doesn't really matter when I'm having such a great time. So thank you, doctors. Thank you, physicians. Thank you, people in the lab, scientists, etc. Thank you to everyone that's made this possible. Shout out to you. Desco V for PrEP. Get your prescription right now.
So that just happened.
So Matt just stand Big Pharma. That just happened.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Matt just talked about fucking. Did anyone else hear that?
So I guess we're talking about fucking now.
So we're a sex podcast
hope.
now. Okay.
All right. Okay, cool.
You're welcum.
I
Just
gotta.
made y'all relevant.
I guess I'll see myself out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm hard.
Nothing else.
You know who is a master of the meta humor of awkwardness and randomness is Meg Stalter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meg has
Yeah.
mastered it.
Yeah,
I was also
that's true.
thinking of Patty in conversation. Patty Harrison
Oh yeah.
will respond to many things as fake, as elevated awkward as I would
Elevated awkward.
call it.
Yes.
Elevated awkward.
Well, guys, thank you for being here to kick off our 3rd season. It's so special to have you guys on our first ep. It really means a lot.
That really is an honor.
That really is an honor.
And I just want to say for us as well.
And can I just say congratulations on what I know is a big deal. It's a big deal that you signed.
And I just want to say I'll always remember us this way.
Oh,
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
When you look at me and the whole world
No, let Matt sing us off.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Matt, you can sing us out.
always remember us this way. Ooh, ooh.
Good night.
Bye.
Gag. Okay, that happened.